It's editing Julia popping in to say this video was filmed back in end of February, early March, and I never ended up posting it, but I still thought it was a good video and wanted to post it anyway. And I feel like this can be helpful no matter what time of year it is. You can always make a vision board. So back to our scheduled programming. Hey, I'm Julia. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. So every year I do a vision board video, and this is my 2023 vision board video. And this video is going to be a little different than the past 2 years that I've been doing this, but in those videos I definitely explain more in depth how to make a vision board, but really a vision board can be whatever you want it to be. And I will definitely show you how I make this one in this video, of course. But if you want to learn more details on how vision boards work and all of the metaphysical information behind it, I suggest you watch my previous 2 vision board videos. So the first step that I do, you might not have to do just based on the type of board you use, but because I put my vision board on a little like pin tack board on my wall, I actually like to transfer it every year onto a poster board so that I can keep it to look back on in the future. If you just put it on a poster board or poster paper to start with, you can totally skip this step, but since I don't, I'm gonna be taking off my vision board from 2022 and transferring it to the poster board. And I really like including this process in my vision board routine because it allows me to really reflect on last year's goals and dreams and manifestations and see what really came to fruition and what didn't come to fruition, what I still want to come to fruition from that board, and what actually I realized I don't even want to manifest anymore, or I already manifested it and I was like, okay, cool, I don't need to continue to have this. I like the experience of it. It's very cathartic in a sense because I'm physically taking it down and having to actually look at it and reflect while placing it on the poster board. Why don't we go over what I feel like manifested versus didn't manifest, or maybe is still currently manifesting, because I feel like a lot of things that I put on that board were like seeds planted that are still growing. They might have a little stem from the ground right now, but they're not fully like blossomed out, which can happen now in 2023 if I decide to transfer those goals onto the new board. Okay, so I have my 2022 goals listed out. So I actually broke everything up into different categories, whereas this year I'm not going to be doing that. I don't feel the need to compartmentalize them this year. Last year's categories were mindset, work, health, relationships, social, and fun. In the mindset, I had heal OCD, inner peace, peace of mind. I have not healed my OCD, but I have planted the seeds. I have started visualizing what that would be like and considering treatment. I'm still in the process of researching what treatment I feel like would be good for me, but I feel like I really did plant the seeds last year for getting to the place where I am this year, where I'm actually considering starting treatment. And when it comes to inner peace / peace of mind, I've definitely worked a lot on my mindset and really cleaning up my thoughts and identifying my limiting beliefs and actually working towards changing them. And I've changed so many limiting beliefs this past year that aren't even on this list that I didn't even realize I had, just because I was really working on my mindset. And I feel like 2022 was a huge year for me to work on my mindset. I feel like that was my biggest manifestation, and it's not something you really can visually see, but it's something that I feel inside and that people around me notice, just because I've literally become a different person based off of my mindset changes. I'm still me as a person, but parts of my personality have improved and become a lot more mature, a lot more positive, a lot more all the things I wanted to be. The next one was adopt an abundance mindset, and I feel like that is actually something I have been doing and have gone very far with in 2022, which I'm continuing to do right now. So for the work category, I wrote $10,000 a month, freedom. That's what it identified to me. I have not made $10,000 a month, but I did have a month where I made almost $6,000, so that was really positive. I feel like last year I was still trying to figure out what I wanted to focus on in my career and my businesses, so even though I didn't achieve the $10,000 a month, I feel like I can achieve even more than that this year, just based off of the things I learned last year. Next, I wrote saving money for my house. Did I save money? I'm not sure, but I did learn a few things about investing that I'm going to be implementing this year. So that is a seed planted. wanted. 4 brand deals a month, over $1,000. I had 4 brand deals a month. Didn't do that, but I did do quite a few brand deals. Sell out Jewel Swim. Yes and no. I sold out a few of the bikinis. I still have a few more to sell out, but I do feel like I could have fully sold out last year if I would have continued the momentum of my Jewel Swim promo on TikTok. I kind of stopped halfway through the year, which if I would have continued throughout the entire year, I would have definitely achieved that. So I will be achieving it this year. I will sell out the rest of the bikinis. And then the last one was 500,000 views per YouTube video. Definitely didn't do that, but I only posted like 3 or 4 YouTube videos last year, so that explains why there was no YouTube growth, because I didn't even upload. So I'm not mad about that. I just wasn't prioritizing YouTube last year. For the health category, I wrote lift heavy weights at the gym. I never ended up going and re-signing up for the gym. I've just been doing home workouts, but I've been very consistent with my home workouts, and I'm very proud of the progress that I've made through them. So I feel like that goal was very undefined and unclear, but either way, I still maintained the level of fitness I wanted to maintain and the health that I wanted to maintain. Grow my hair thicker, longer, healthier curls. I feel like I have done that. I really did start prioritizing that halfway through the year, and I've been seeing the results now actually from doing that. Last was best health, and that's a very vague goal, so I could say I'm in my best health. I don't know. Could I do better? Maybe. For relationships, all I wrote was healthy relationships. Again, that's very vague, but I feel like what I did do was get rid of all of the toxic or unhealthy relationships in my life, so there would be room for healthy relationships. And I feel like I did learn how to no longer be codependent on relationships or people or friendships. Just in general, I feel like I really kicked my codependency, anxious attachment style to the curb and worked through it. And I'm really proud of the work I did internally, so that way when the time is right for me to get into a relationship or to develop new friendships or just interact with other people, I feel like I'm doing it from a much healthier, more authentic place. So I did a lot of inner self work on this topic this past year, and I am happy with the results. Social. Make productive friendships where we can work together to help reach our goals. I did not achieve that, but I feel like I did learn how to have healthy boundaries within friendships, and because I learned how to have healthy boundaries, I feel like I'm setting myself up to develop friendships where there is more room for us to be supportive of each other and help each other reach goals without the codependent style of relationships and the toxic symptoms that come with that. I feel like I planted the seeds of that, and now I'm actually ready to start developing either new friendships in that type of way or strengthening my current relationships to be more productive and supportive and healthy. In the fun category, I actually feel like I achieved most of what's in there. So I wrote travel, which again, vague, but like I traveled to LA twice and I traveled to Mexico. So I definitely got that little adventure in. And I did a bunch of day trips to the beach and New York City. So I feel fulfilled and satisfied with the amount of travel that I did last year. I had on there Coachella, which I didn't end up going to, but it's funny because I went to a lot of concerts actually, like outdoor concerts, one indoor concert. And the most ironic part about Coachella is I actually went to California during Coachella, and I went to Palm Springs, which is like right next to Coachella Valley, literally during Coachella. So no, I didn't fully achieve that, but it's not like a complete no. I still experienced the concert vibes that summer, and I was literally Coachella adjacent. So I guess I adjacently manifested it. I even got a picture in Palm Springs, like it's funny. And then last year I wrote get casted in a show, but I didn't really prioritize that, and it was more of like a if it happens, it happens. That'd be cool, which I think I'm going to continue leaving it that way. If I really feel like I want to do some type of reality show or some type of acting gig, I will actually put in the energy to do so, but for now, we'll leave it as it is. So now that I've reflected on all the previous year's manifestations, it's time to get in the right mindset to brainstorm what I want this year to be. It's really important to choose these goals and dreams from your higher mind, because if you're choosing it from a lack standpoint or your lower mind or just based on your current circumstances, you're gonna aim too low with your goals and sell yourself short. You may achieve those goals, you may not, but this is an infinite universe and we want to dream big. So get into your higher mind and allow yourself to dream as big as you want. So a few things I like to do to get into the right mind frame is to clear my space, clear my room, make sure everything is clean, organized. Clutter in your space, clutter on your computer, clutter on your phone can lead to a really unorganized mind. So just cleaning up all the clutter, so it's not like I'm looking around and I'm seeing a mess. Then you can either meditate, light a candle, light an incense, hold some crystals, read a manifestation book, go for a walk, go for a drive, listen to high vibrational calming music, whatever you need to do to get you in the right mind frame, get you calm, get you at peace internally. You have to do that first. So before we get into the manifestation goals, I like to set a theme or a mantra every year to kind of stick by. This year I chose 2. One is the theme of putting yourself first. That's pretty self-explanatory. And then number 2 is circumstances don't matter, only my state of being matters. And that's a quote from a channeler called Bashar. And I really like that mantra. It's really helpful, especially when I feel myself getting caught up in negative thought patterns. Those are the 2 centerpieces I'm going to put on my board and that all my goals are based around. Then we can go to the next step, which is to brainstorm your list of goals and things you want to manifest this year. So here are mine. They're not really in any particular order. And like I said, I'm not compartmentalizing this year, I'm lumping them all together. We'll see how that works out for me. Maybe next year I'll realize I didn't like that method and I'm gonna compartmentalize again. But for now, we're going to go with a list of, how many did I put? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put about 10 or 11. First one, implement a financial budget and start investing. I already started tracking my finances last year, which was like me planting the seed. So I'm going to continue tracking them this year and start investing with the money that I have. Next is create a really strong fan base that trusts me and my opinions with a really great ROI conversion rate. That is you guys. I'm trying to build a better bond with you guys, gain your trust, and really be able to use my influencing for the betterment of not only myself, but also you and my brand and other brands that I feel like you would enjoy their products and that they are brands that I want to support and that I feel like should do well. So that's what I mean when I say the ROI conversion rate. And I will say my goals this year are a lot more specific than my goals last year, so you will see how that affects things. Some people manifest better. Oh my god, he's young. Hi Dexter. Some people manifest better with more specific goals. Some people manifest better with more vague goals. I'm not really sure for myself yet, so that's why I'm testing it out. We're gonna see what works better for me. Next one, get 100K views per Snapchat story a day. That's self-explanatory. Watch my views and numbers rise by the thousands with every YouTube video I post. Sell out Jewel Swim fully and start the next collection. I wrote to collectively make a certain amount of money per month that I feel like will provide for the lifestyle that I want to live. Attract my dream team. So that could be a manager who brings me amazing projects and sponsorships. That could be business partners. It could be investors. It could be an assistant, whichever is needed for what I'm doing at this time. I'm not 100% sure which of those will manifest first or what I need first, but building a team for my businesses is the next steps for me. Attract and build genuine, supportive, and uplifting friendships with like-minded people. So we're taking that from last year and copy and pasting it on this year, but being a little more specific and defined about it so that I know what I'm looking for. Be the dream person to my dream person. So I would like to attract a life partner who is like-minded and has similar goals and aspirations where we can be supportive of each other. Move into my dream home. I would still like to manifest moving, but I don't want to move just anywhere. I want it to be my dream home experience. So before we get on Pinterest and start searching for all of the images that match our goals, there's a few rules that I like to stick by that you can use too if you want. Rule number 1 is sticking to somewhere between 10 and 20 images. I don't like to clutter the board. I like to keep it between that range, give or take. Be specific and clear about your manifestations. And like I said, because the previous year I feel like my manifestations weren't as specific and clear as I could have made them, this year I really tried to clarify them. Next is the reason why we stick to 10 to 20 photos, which is don't clutter the board. This board is supposed to inspire you and make you feel like you can achieve your goals, not overwhelm you. Next, you can Photoshop or edit anything to be more specific to you, whether that's social media numbers, bank account numbers, your face on a certain person whose body you like, whatever it is. You can edit things to be more personalized to your goals. I'm actually not doing that this year, but I have done it in previous years, so if you want to see how to do that, you can go and click my my previous vision board videos to watch how to do that. Next one is, if you want to compartmentalize your board, you can, into like health, finances, personal development, relationships, career experiences, whatever. You can do that. I'm not doing that this year. Next, we have a mantra, motivational quote, or word in the middle of the board to motivate you. And this is basically your theme of the year. The main thing you're going to be manifesting through all of your manifestations, or whatever motivates you to believe that your manifestations are going to happen no matter what. Now it's time to go on Pinterest and find pictures to represent all of your goals and dreams for the year that we just wrote out. So you want at least one picture to represent each goal. You could have many, you can have ones that intertwine, but it's very important to have a representation of that goal on the board. Then in the in-between spaces, I like to fill them with, I call them textures, but they're basically pictures of things that bring me joy, that if they manifest into my life in that specific form, that's fine. But if they also manifest in my life just in the energy of it, I'm cool with that too. So I have a photo of crystal clear blue water from the beach. If I end up going on a tropical vacation, that would be cool, but it's not like a specific manifestation. It's more just like I enjoy looking at it because it brings me calmness and joy. Another little texture I have is a picture of a fluffy bed of a stuffed bear. It's not that I necessarily want to manifest a stuffed bear, but I like how it represents comfort and it's aesthetically pleasing. I have some butterflies. They represent transformation. I have 222 on dollars. That represents alignment, but it also represents abundance and money. So that's what I mean by having little aesthetic photos that represent stuff that, like, if it manifests in that specific form, that's cool, but also it's more the energy behind it that you want to manifest. Oh, another one that I put on there, I put a photo of a yacht and a fashion show, and I didn't exactly put in my goals to go to a fashion show or a yacht. I actually have a concert photo of being backstage at a concert. Those are things that are like really cool that if they manifest, that would be awesome, but if they don't, it's more just the luxury of being VIP and getting to experience the luxury lifestyle. So that's why I put them there. So the last type of photo that I like to add to the board are little positive reminders. Those can be quotes, it can be words, it can be numbers. Like I have 888, which represents balance, and then underneath it says everything is falling into place as it's meant to be. Another positive reminder I put on there was you can, period. And I strategically put these on top of and around the pictures of things I want to manifest as a reminder of, oh, I can manifest that. Another one I did was I put suddenly the dream started chasing me on top of a photo of money and a photo that represents working on the swimwear business. And these little positive reminders are going to be very helpful when you're staring at the board, because I can look at a picture that says romanticize your life on top of luxury stuff, and I can use that to visualize romanticizing my life to feel luxurious no matter where I am. I could be driving in my car that isn't a luxury car and be romanticizing my life feeling like a VIP because that's the way I treat myself. It's more about the energy that you feel, and then you're going to start to see the physical manifestations just because you're in the right energy. Next, when we have our pictures, it's time to print them out. It's time to make them physical 3D objects that we can now stick onto our board. And you can also go through magazines and cut things out, but I personally like to go to Pinterest because I can actually just literally type in what aesthetic I want the picture to be, and then the picture, and I can find it, and it's so much easier in my opinion, and there's really pretty pictures on Pinterest. But do whatever brings you joy. If you'd rather cut things out of a magazine and that's what you enjoy doing, do that as well. So after I have all my photos printed out, I get to cut them out, and I weirdly enjoy this process. It kind of feels like scrapbooking, and it's pretty cathartic to do. Then I strategically place them around the board, little sections and categories. Like I said, I'm not trying to compartmentalize stuff, but I am trying to keep similar energies together on my board and have them kind of loop around and intertwine within each other. And the way I organize my board is very much an intuitive method of what I feel like looks good together and what I feel like goes together. So in the left bottom corner, I put all the little luxury photos with the romanticize your life reminder, and then above that I have a few textures with the butterfly, bear, and clouds. Then I have weights that represents working out, and a girl in a robe with a luxury bag that represents self-care. Then it loops around to my manifestation of getting my dream home, and we have reminders like 444. I have another reminder that says what is for you won't pass you. We have our water texture. Then it loops into a hobby of like doing art, having a coffee with a candle while working, and we put art next to money because I want to be able to profit off of my hobbies and dreams. Then we have a Hollywood set, which I kind of carried over from last year because I want to put it out there that I would like to go to LA and spend a lot of time there and work in the industry. Underneath that, we have a photo of a computer, a camera, and an iPad. To me, that represents being a YouTuber, being on social media, creating content, which is what I do. Next to it, we have what looks to be like a fashion design business, which is similar to the swimwear business. And underneath that, we have a bunch of packages because I want to sell out all of my Jewel Swim bathing suits and start another collection. And of course, over that, I put reminders like, and suddenly the dream started chasing me, right next to money, because I want abundance to chase me. And then I have another reminder that says, I am the designer of my own style, which is very much related to my swimwear business. And I liked that quote. And if we go next door, you can see some more luxury purchases, the $222, that kind of leads into the luxury lifestyle, and it all loops around again. I see my vision board in like a circle of everything is interconnected, and every manifestation helps the next manifestation. In the middle of my board, you have to put your mantra, your word, your quote, whatever the energy is you really want to focus on this year. So I have putting myself first, and then I have my quote of circumstances don't matter, only my state of being matters. And of course we had to put the 2023 so we know what year it is. So that's how I curated my board for this year. We're gonna have to check back in next year to see what manifested and what new manifestations I decide to come up with for the next year. But if you make a vision board, I really want to see it, so please send it to me on Instagram or Snapchat or whatever social media app you have, and I will see you in my next video next week. Love you. Bye.